We are live here at Valor Christian for 4A Volleyball Regionals. Valor Christian is hosting the Palmer Ridge Bears. I'm Landon Troker beside Nate Stein, and we're getting ready for the first of 3 matchups today.
Yep, and this first matchup shouldn't be too terribly difficult for Valor, but a little bit of a twist thrown in here with their starting setter, Samantha Baldwin, gone for this first match because she's at her sister's wedding. She's the maid of honor in that.
Obviously a big day for her and her family, and the Eagles are going to have to adapt, but as you said, this is a match where if they're going to have to adapt, it's one where they feel like they can do so pretty successfully.
Yeah, Kaylee Miller has been getting some reps. She will take over as starting setter. The difference is they might not be able to run a 6-2 this match. They might have to run a 5-1, meaning there are 5 players that will hit the ball and only 1 setter who will set all the way around, front row and back row.
Something that Coach Nielsen obviously has to make the decision on. The Palmer Ridge Bears coming in at 10-11 on the year. So they've had a pretty, even season, pretty up and down, right around the 500 mark.
Yeah, but even at just around that 500 mark, they got to be happy that they made it to regionals. It's a big deal to make into the playoffs in high school.
The other team in this regional is Frederick. So that matchup will be coming up next. They are...
Yeah, that will be coming to you live at 6 o'clock.
Valor Christian comes in at 16-7 on the year. They had a bit of a rough tournament down in Cheyenne Mountain.
Yeah, they went 2-2 in that tournament at Cheyenne Mountain last weekend. And then the weekend before that, which was their fall break weekend, they had an even rougher tournament out in Arizona. It was the Tournament of Champions sponsored by Nike. They went 1-5 in that tournament. So that there are their 7 losses right there. They have only lost 2 matches inside the state of Colorado.
So that's exciting. They were undefeated up until that tournament, so that now they kind of, see what both sides feel like, and they're ready to do, start to prosper here in these playoffs.
Yeah, and it was very useful, that tournament in Cheyenne Mountain, because they got to get a good look at Cheyenne Mountain and play them. And Cheyenne Mountain is a team that is going for a 5-peat, I believe, this year in women's volleyball at the 4A League.
Yeah, they're really strong, and Valor Christian lost. They were swept in straight sets against Cheyenne Mountain. They played pretty well, but at the same time, you could tell there was a little bit of an intimidation factor there.
Yeah, the straight sets can be misleading as well, because all 3 of those sets were very close. I believe it was mid-teens and low 20s that Valor had in every single set when they lost 25 to whatever the number was. So they can come up and give Cheyenne Mountain a run for their money this year.
Yeah, a lot of top teams in that tournament, and so it was a good way for Valor Christian to gauge themselves in the state. I know Coach Nielsen feels like going forward, they have a great chance to make a deep run in the playoffs.
Definitely. I was talking to him actually at that Cheyenne Mountain on day 2 where VSN was not broadcasting, but he was just talking about how he felt good about this year's team, but they will need to play a good game and be able to play as hard as they can, maybe even catch Cheyenne Mountain on one of their off days if they do want to beat that team. He said that Cheyenne Mountain is the second best team in the state of Colorado behind Doherty, who is in 5A, and they have a 6'4" middle blocker who is already committed to Penn State. She is a junior in high school this year.
Yeah, absolutely a great physical force in the middle of the court there. So with about 2.5 minutes until the start of this match, we'll be back on the Valor Sports Network.
Go out. I wonder if she'll just let this go now. We just lock the door and fall back down. Her body shakes so nervously. Oh, take my hand and let's just leave this party. I see her eyes all over me tonight. I'll walk you home. What would it take to let you go? In your eyes, just give me a sign. She's so sweet, Hollywood dream broken, 'cause she's no good at anything. Run around and around, make up your mind. I bet you strike out with her tonight. She'll look look at you and swear she's true. What will moving to California do? I know for sure she's lost her way. You'll be wrapped around her finger too. She's a little too much and a little too good for you. Hang on to every word she said, but never again. I want you home. What would it take to let you go? In your eyes, give me a sign. She's so seen Hollywood dreams broken, 'cause she's no good at anything. Run around and around, make up your mind. I bet you strike out with her tonight. You can't deny, you can never catch her in a lie. If she brings you in her room and you close the door, you'd be right where every guy has gone before. You can't deny, you can never catch her in a lie. If she brings you in her room and you close the door, you'll be right where every guy has gone before. So seen Hollywood dreams broken, 'cause she's no good at anything. Run around and around, make up your mind. She's so seen Hollywood dreams broken, 'cause she's no good at anything. Run around and around, make up your mind. I bet you strike out with her tonight.
And we are just about ready to start here on the Valor Sports Network. The teams are getting ready and they are excited to get underway here.
Now we're going to hear our PA announcer in the stadium, Justin Byler, announce your home team, your Valor Christian Eagles.
Sophomore outside hitter, number 2, Kylie McDaniel. Junior defensive specialist, number 3, Katie Bradbury. Sophomore middle hitter, number 5, Cassidy Worth. Junior defensive specialist, number 6, Charlie McNeely. Junior outside hitter, number 7.
Well, as Coach Byler is announcing the teams, Troca, what are you looking forward to in this regional?
I think it'll be exciting to see Valor Christian kind of get its mojo back. You know, that they had that long winning streak to start the year, and they've kind of cooled off since then. So maybe in this regional they can get some momentum. Also in the brand new Valor Gymnasium, or a brand new gym floor, that is, with the nice two-tone stain after the previous one was flooded over the summer.
Very nice touch with the two-tone there. And yeah, this is the inaugural day for this gym. Actually, it's not technically supposed to be open till November 10th, but they made an exception since Valor Volleyball has been doing so fantastically well this season. They made exceptions so they could play on this gym floor for a regional.
Yeah, hosted regionals last year as well, so the volleyball program is just really to be on the upswing. And this year, they feel like they have a chance to make some noise deep into the playoffs.
Yeah, and also hoping that this match ends up the same way that the soccer match ended up. Valor men's soccer defeated Palmer Ridge earlier this season, so that was very good for them. Unfortunately, they did not make a run very deep into the playoffs, but it happens.
I believe this is a repeat of an earlier match this year.
Yes, they did play Palmer Ridge earlier this year, and they defeated them in straight sets.
That was only about 2 weeks ago, a little less than 2 weeks, but Valor Christian 25-11, 25-11, 26-24.
So yeah, it started off very strong in the first 2 sets, then maybe eased up a little bit in the third set and let them back into it. But either way, they beat them in straight sets, and they were able to hold on for the sweep.
And we should be ready to go here on the floor for the Eagles. Kylie McDaniel, Clara Kelso, Kaylee Miller in the setter's role today for Sam Baldwin. Brooke Haskins, Carly McNeely, and Kate Gibson out there for the Eagles.
And McNeely is the libero. She will, when she rotates around to the front row, Cassidy Worth will come in for her as the other middle hitter.
And back to serve now is Palmer Ridge. That is number 5, Babcock. And we are underway here. McNeely with the pass, and now we're going to see Kelso with the first hit, and that will be in.
Paints the back line on that nice swing from the right side. That's exactly what you want to do. My coach has always told me that if you can make the team think about whether it will be in, you'll most likely get a point.
And now Kelso to serve for the Eagles. She goes after that back line, and the libero is going to have to set it forward. Now the hit over off the block, and McNeely's there.
Nice swing off the top of the block, trying not to get blocked straight down and at least make Valor handle the ball and try to make them make the mistake.
The block there for the Eagles, and now set over by the Bears. And that is going to be a Brooke Haskins kill for the Eagles.
Great little cutback move right there. She was in the middle, and then she went up and just swung back across her body to the sideline. Back to serve is Kelso.
Kelso goes after the back line again, and that is an ace past the libero.
A nice float serve from Kelso there. It was dancing back and forth, and libero couldn't quite get a beat on it, and just right past her and onto the back line.
Ellie Sample, the libero for the Bears. And now that serve will be long.
Going right back at the libero again. That may be a strategy that Coach Nielsen will employ throughout this match, but at that time, just a little bit too strong.
Serving now is Burdick, a senior, only 5'1".
Wow, with size like that, you really expect her to be the libero, but not the case. We'll see if she just comes in to serve and play back row, then comes out when she rotates around back to the front row.
And she's back to serve again.
With a good float, you can really tell why her coach likes to use her despite her size. She has a nice float. It's dancing back and forth. That thing even dropped a little bit right when it went over the net. Could catch some defenses off guard.
And McDaniel with a kill. And like you said earlier, the libero, McNeely off, and on comes Cassidy Worth. Haskins back to serve. And that is after the libero. The Valor Christian's been serving to the libero so far today, but that is down for the Palmer Ridge point.
Nice slide there from Palmer Ridge. Number 9, Sierra Parker, excuse me. Looked like she was a little bit early on that set. She hit as it came down, but either way, it worked out and they got the point.
McDaniel, just sets it over. Good idea there, but Palmer Ridge keeps it alive, and that is off the block and down for another Palmer Ridge point.
A good tip from the back row for McDaniel, but then even then having the awareness to go up and block when she came back around to the front row and Palmer tried to send it over.
A hard serve there, and McDaniel's looking for the tip, and the up ref was looking around for some help and got it, so that's a Valor Ridge point.
Yeah, the up ref did not see that right away, so she checked both line judges. One said it was out, but the one who made the call is actually the far side line judge, and that is her call. So that is correct for the up ref to look there for the call.
And that is off Valor's block, and McDaniel dives and tries to dig it up, but she cannot.
Palmer Ridge is playing some very good volleyball right now. They don't have the hardest hitters, but they're playing the ball off the block and finding the zones that they need to hit very strong.
And they bring in Maddie Thomas, to serve, a senior. And McNeely passes there, and McDaniel goes down the line, and that is in for a Valor point.
Valor Christian is doing a very good job of painting these lines, both sides and the back line, on all of their swings and serves.
Now,
really making Palmer Ridge think about whether they actually want to pass the ball or whether it's going to be out.
And now McDaniel's back to serve. Gibson keeps it alive, and there's the set. And just bounced over by Kelso and then passed over. But with the solo block, Kaylee Miller,
Yeah, she's the setter. You don't really look to your setter for being a solo blocker in the middle, especially not an overpass, but more power to her since she can do it, right?
Absolutely. And that's a long set that goes into the block and then out.
Substitution, number 12, Zoe Wilson for the Bears. Number 4, Amanda Coy to serve.
Amanda Coy, another senior, back to serve for the Bears. They're a pretty undersized team, their tallest player being 5'11".
Yeah, you really don't expect a team that small to make it to the playoffs. But, hey, they must have done something right. Probably their passing and serving, because that is what wins games.
And now the middle hitter, Cassidy Worth, serving for the Eagles. And now that's going to be passed over, and that is out over the antenna.
That was the right call made by the line judge. I have a pretty strong angle on that pass. It just went up and over the antenna, so it could not be called in.
And Worth that time into the net, unfortunately, so she comes out in the libero back in. And back to serve as the libero sample for the Bears. The set by Gibson, and Miller will hit it. And she finds that hole in the middle of the defense.
A nice roll shot, just right into the middle of the hole. But you really see Palmer Ridge serving a bunch of different people on this Valor side. I think they're just trying to find the weak link that's on the floor at any given time. Maybe haven't done enough scouting to figure that out beforehand.
Palmer Ridge with the hit here, and the block is there. And that's going to bounce around between a few Palmer Ridge players on the ground before dropping for another Valor Christian point. Now Valor Christian starting to expand its lead.
Yeah, expanded to 4 points now with the setter, Kaylee Miller, back to serve.
And that's into the block.
Good awareness by the middle Brooke Haskins to see that it was coming down right next to her after the block, and she is allowed to touch the ball a second time if the first touch is on the block.
And that is a good hit down, and McDaniel diving could not keep it alive. And Palmer Ridge brings in a few different players, and Babcock now back to serve. Babcock serve goes to McDaniels. And a long set to Gibson, and Gibson powers it home.
The line judge on the Valor Christian side said that one was in fact out. So it looked like Gibson made a strong swing down the line, but from our angle, can't really see it very well, and must have been out by a little bit. Maybe just turned her body too much on that.
Palmer Ridge just pokes that over, and I believe a Palmer Ridge player into the net.
Valor Christian player under the net.
Under the net, excuse me.
I believe it was the middle blocker, Brooke Haskins.
The down referee with that call. And this is just going to be hit over from the back line, and that is well long from Kelso.
Valor's really struggling now. They had a 4-point lead, but they've given that up mainly by errors, hitting errors, blocking errors, and just mental errors. They're really losing focus right now, and they need to get themselves back together.
Babcock still serving. And that was a little bit of a bad set. But Valor Christian will get another chance and set over by Kelso.
Good cover there by Palmer Ridge.
McDaniel passes at Miller with the set. Now Kelso with the hit, and she'll go across the court. And the Palmer Ridge player diving, gets a hand on it, but is well into the stands.
Very smart swing right there by Clara Kelso. Able to see that she had the most court to work with if she went just diagonally to the deep corner and was able to do so.
And now she'll be serving. And the libero mishits it.
That is definitely a strategy that Coach Nielsen is going to stick with. He has been serving the libero nonstop, and it looks as if he's doing so again.
And after her again, and that is an ace. She lets it go, but that falls in.
A little bit of miscommunication between the libero, Ellie Sample, and number 12, Zoe Wilson, right there. And they both just kind of looked at each other, and the ball went in a solid foot inside the court.
And they go right after her again, and that catches her high, but she keeps it alive and now hit over.
She's really into her own head right now. Volleyball is such a mental game, and she just made a couple of bad passes, and now all she can think about is those passes, and she's not going to be able to play well for most of the match.
A good job by the Eagles to just find the hole in the defense once again and drop it in there. Nothing too powerful, just a finesse shot.
You can see the Palmer Ridge coach was telling her back row players to pinch in and cut the libero out of the passing seam, which is why number 4, Amanda Coy, came in to pass that ball when it looked like it was going right at the libero Sample.
And now we see Burdick again into serve. Good set there, and Gibson over. And into the block for the Eagles. Gibson and Brooke Haskins going up there.
Great block there. Haskins and Gibson on the front line. 2 juniors, both players who have been playing for a long time. They know what they're doing.
And middle hitter Cassie Worth back into the game for the libero. And that was misset there. And Gibson's going to have a free ball, and she sends it right back into Palmer Ridge.
Great awareness there by Kate Gibson, and she was able to put it away and extend this Valor Christian lead to 5.
And we'll be back here on the Valor Sports Network. And
Coach Nielsen used that timeout to tell his team to use better fundamental defense. Back to you guys.
And we're back here on the Valor Sports Network. That was our sideline reporter, Peter Maris, on that call. And Valor Christian with a 5-point lead. And Kaylee Miller, long set across. Oh, and Kylie McDaniel keeps it in.
She's able to put that one away. Nice swing down the line. Most teams will not block line very often because the easier swing is to go back across the court to where there's more court to work with. But if you can turn your body and get that ball down the line, you'll probably get a kill 8 times out of 10.
And that is lightly hit over by Palmer Ridge, but kept alive by the Eagles, and Kelso just punches it into the net. So an error there for the Eagles. Again, they continue to hurt themselves in this first set. Parker back to serve for the Bears. Kelso receives.
Seemed like that was a little bit of a butterball there. Just slipped right through the defender's fingers, and she was not able to handle that one.
And now Gibson back to serve. Oh, McDaniel sets it over.
It was a great tip right there. Able to see that they had 2 blockers up and that there was 1 across.
Good job by Palmer Ridge, though, to make it happen. And in to serve for Palmer Ridge is at Maddie Thomas. And her serve goes to the libero, McNeely. Oh, and hit hard and tipped up, and that'll be a Valor Christian point.
Yeah,
Cassidy Worth
great swing, just hard and deep and off the defender's hands. Not able to handle that one.
And Palmer Ridge with an unforced error. That was long.
Yeah, hitting errors will kill a team. It doesn't matter who you are.
And Valor Christian with a 7-point lead. And that is a long set and just tapped over. We're not seeing a lot of hard hits by Palmer Ridge, and it's making it easy for Valor Christian.
Yeah, if you're gonna be a team that can't swing too hard, you need to be a team that can swing smart. Because it doesn't matter how hard you swing. If you can swing smart and find these places where the defense is not, you will score points.
Ooh, a good job there to drop that into the first row. And now a free ball for the Eagles. Oh, and a good hit there by Cassidy Worth. She kills that.
She's just able to get up and pound that ball straight down. She can jump out of this gym.
Valor Christian now up by 9. And that's hit hard and set up. Oh, and a good job there by the Eagles to keep it alive and get it over.
That's a great cover there. Great awareness by Miller to realize that she was running out of swings and had to just send it over on 2.
And Kelso into the net once again. So Palmer Ridge with the side out. Coming into the game is Zoe Wilson for the Bears.
Back to serve is Amanda Coy.
And Kelso into the block, and that falls.
That's a great tool by Kelso, able to hit into the block and just find the spot where it wouldn't come back over the net.
So Worth back to serve. Game point here with the jump serve. After it goes after the libero, and this will just be hit over. A little bit of a free ball for the Eagles. Oh, and a little too aggressive. Kaylee Miller tried to send it over on 2.
Yeah, she got a little bit too excited, really wanted to put that game away and finish up this first set, but was not able to. And, not a great serve, a little bit of a lollipop or a cheesecake, if you will. Nice and soft, able to be handled easily.
And now Kelso gets one in. Ooh, out, excuse me. That is out here on the near side, so a Bears point once again. Ooh, and Palmer Ridge with the point there. Find the hole in the middle of the Valor defense. So
they look to be falling apart. They had 24-15, and Palmer Ridge has rattled off 3 straight points.
Showing some resilience. And now Valor Christian's going to have to give the Bears a free ball. And that is down off the block and in for the Valor Christian point. Valor Christian takes the first set, 25-18 here on the Valor Sports Network.
And we are back here on the Valor Sports Network. Valor Christian took the first set by a score of 25-18. They were able to fight off a last-minute surge by Palmer Ridge.
Yeah, Valor looked really good in that first set as Kate Gibson led the way with lots of nice spikes down there on the corners of the court, just really getting a lot of points for Valor. So let's see if she can keep it up. One of the top players on this Valor team as the libero Carly subs in for middle Cassidy Worth as Kaylee Miller starts off with the serve.
Yeah, Daniel, as you mentioned before, Kate Gibson was leading the way with a couple of fantastic kills. She was painting the lines all over the place. She hit back line, right line, far line. She was just incredible in that first set.
Yeah, she was definitely looking good as Kaylee Miller on the serve, and a nice little block by Kay right there as number 6 just bumped it a little too far, and Kate Gibson made that look easy.
Yeah, just a little bit of an overpass there by Palmer Ridge, and Gibson was able to capitalize and put it away.
And that goes back to number 6 as she bumps it behind her this time, passes it behind her this time.
And again, just a great awareness by the middle blocker, Brooke Haskins. She was able to just tip it over where the defense was not. Don't talk so much. Just slow down. Back to serve again is Miller. A little bit of a rash decision there from the setter on Palmer Ridge. Probably not the easiest set to make, setting a back one or a quick set right behind her. Probably could have gone outside and been a little bit easy.
Kayla Miller on to serve again as Valor leads 3-0 early in this set.
And very, very close to touching that was the Palmer Ridge player, but she was able to lay off it, and it will go out of bounds. Point for Palmer Ridge.
Number 5 on the serve right there as that was out.
Service error there, that will kill any team. It doesn't matter how good you are. If you can't put the ball in the court on your serve, you will not win many games.
Yeah, Palmer Ridge looks to be struggling on their passes this set, as that was another bad pass right there as that's spiked out, and Claire on the serve once again.
Back to serve is Kelso. In the first set, they were targeting the libero a lot on their serves per Coach Nielsen's request, but this set looks like they're moving away from her. That set was towards number 12, Zoe Wilson.
Yeah, that was spiked right into the net right there as another point for Valor, as Palmer Ridge definitely has looked as sharp this game. Nice serve right there to the back row.
Palmer Ridge able to corral that one off the tip. And that will go straight down, but ooh, a player into the net called on Valor Christian.
It's Palmer Ridge subbing right now. Number 8, Jordan Burdick comes in for number 12, Zoe Wilson. Burdick is a 5'1" senior for Palmer Ridge.
The smallest player on the team. It's not very often you see a player that small on the court other than the libero.
Yeah.
But she is even smaller than the libero in this case, and serving very well recently.
Yeah, Palmer Ridge is definitely the smallest player here, as the tallest player is 5'11" and then 5'10", so Valor definitely has a size advantage in this game.
Which is very useful when you're talking about volleyball up on the front line. But if they can swing smart, Palmer Ridge could give Valor a run for their money. Sizes and everything.
Yeah, for sure. So that was a nice block right there by Cassidy Worth. Number 5, one of the good sophomores on this team, as she played varsity last year.
Back to serve is the middle blocker, Brooke Haskins. You'll see that she will go into the court to pass for her term serving, but once she stops serving, the libero, Carly McNeely, will come in for her.
Spiked right into the net by Clara. Number 10, a senior on this Valor Christian team. As number 9, Sierra Parker, a 5'11" junior on the team. The tallest player comes on to serve. It's kind of a get-me-over serve right there. Not really much velocity on that, as that's a nice spike by Kate Gibson.
Yeah, very strong swing to the back line there. And all of my coaches have always told me that you will get more points swinging hard and high to the back line than you will just trying to bounce the ball straight down inside the 10-foot line, which usually holds true. Unless there's no block up, then you can usually get more points by just swinging straight down.
That was out on the hit right there by Palmer Ridge, number 7, Carly Wilcox.
Some great communication there from the Valor Christian side. You could hear Kate Gibson yelling that the ball's out so nobody would try to touch it.
Yeah, definitely need communication in any sport, as definitely shown right there.
And the player into the net for Valor Christian, it was Cassie Worth, number 5, the middle blocker. That's what the down ref told Lars Nielsen. And back into the game for Palmer Ridge is Maddie Thomas and Abby Thorne.
Yeah, that was another play into the net violation for Valor. That's the second point they've given up by doing that. 2 out of the 4 of Palmer Ridge points have been against Valor. This is a nice spike right there.
Yeah, very strong swing right there. Solid hit down into the middle of the court.
Sophomore Kylie McDaniel is back to serve. She was out with an injury earlier this year with the knee.
Yeah, she sprained her knee pretty badly, but she was able to come back and able to play again in the playoffs and join her team. Very close right there. That looked like it could have caught a piece of the line, but the line judge did not see it the same way.
We might play around. I don't know if we're out there.
Good play by Valor Christian there, able to just put the ball into the middle of the court where the defense wasn't covering very well. Back to serve is McDaniel once again.
That was an ace right there. That's number 6. Ellie Sample Jr. thought that was going to be out as she let that go, but bounced right in front of the back line for an ace right there for Kylie McDaniel.
Yeah, Coach Nielsen has been targeting the libero Sample all night, and let's see if he goes right back to her right here.
Back-to-back aces right there. Zal's kind of got the lucky roll off the net right there.
Yeah, it's not very often you see back-to-back aces, but if you can catch a piece at the top of the tape and it still rolls over, most times the defense will not be able to get a touch on it.
A little too strong on that hit right there as that's out past the back line.
And a timeout for Palmer Ridge. We'll be right back here on the Valor Sports Network. And we're back here on the Valor Sports Network, and we are going to send it down to our sideline reporter, Peter Maris. Peter?
Coach Nielsen just took that timeout to tell his players to use a little more energy and quit with little errors. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Pete. Some great insight as always coming out of the timeouts, able to kind of get inside the head of Coach Lars Nielsen and see what he wants his team to do.
That was a valiant effort by number 8 right there as she was rolling around like an armadillo on the floor.
Trying to get a touch on that ball. And she got a touch on it, but unfortunately she was not able to put it back into the court. And Kylie McDaniel is on a great serving run. I believe that's 5 straight that she's had so far. Nice back row swing right there. And a great touch there from Palmer Ridge. I believe that was number 10, Abby Thorne. So a great swing right there.
Yeah, that was a fast hit right there as I was going faster than a Volkswagen down there on the field, or down on the court.
Daniel bringing some great insight as always. Some great analogies, some puns, and a great swing there by Cassidy Worth. Back to serve is the middle blocker, Worth. And a great jump float to the back line, really making that libero Sample think about it. Some great defense being played by the middle blocker, Cassidy Worth. She's not normally known for her defense, and position-wise, they don't normally play defense. But she's doing a fantastic job on that back line, not letting anything get past.
Yeah, she's doing a really good job on the back line right there as just keeping the ball in the court and able to make an opportunity for these Valor Christian Eagles.
Back to serve again, Cassidy Worth. Let's see if she can do the same thing again. Missed serve there by Worth, but Valor Christian still has a 13-point lead, 19-6. Just a little bit of a hitting error there from Kaylee Miller.
Yeah,
she's not able to put it into the court, but Valor Christian hoping to side out right here.
Another fun fact about Kaylee Miller is that the team says she can sing like Madonna out there, really using her great voice. So a different talent for these Valor Christian Eagles.
Yeah, hanging around before the game, you can hear these teammates just having so much fun, singing along to all the music that's getting them pumped up before the game, playing on the loudspeakers. And you can see why her teammates would say that about her.
Nice serve right there as Palmer Ridge kind of.
Free ball sent over by
Yeah.
Palmer Ridge. Kate Gibson up. Is just able to put it down in front of the defense.
That was a nice spike by Kate Gibson right there, as she's going big places with volleyball. Probably going to get a few D1 offers here coming up as it's her junior year. Really see where she's going to end up at the next level.
I was talking to her about this a couple weeks ago. She would like to go out and play in California, but all the best programs are out there. You really need to be an elite player to be able to play at D1 level. So we'll see what she can do with her talents.
So that was in on the hit by Palmer Ridge right there. It's now 21-8, Valor Christian. 4 more points for the 2-set lead in this game.
And Gibson going hard cross court, gets a touch off the block, and Palmer Ridge is able to corral it. They're not able to do anything with it, though. Valor Christian has 3 points. Kelso back to serve, and just a little bit of a miscue there from number 5, Diane Babcock. Unable to handle that ball, maybe had some weird spin on it.
Yeah,
but
5'6" junior.
Back to serve again, Kara Kelso.
Yeah, Claire's been leading this team in serving this game, or this match, as she's always seems to be serving for these Valor Eagles. That's a nice hit by Brooke Haskins right there.
Great dig there by Babcock, able to keep the ball alive and give her team some life. And
Nice
another
block.
strong block by Palmer Ridge. McDaniel goes up and tips, a smart play. And that ball just caught a piece of the line. See if Valor can come back and get these last 2 points to close out the set.
Yeah, Palmer Ridge has definitely been making some late surges at the end, as in the last game they got 3 or 4 points when Valor's at 24, and this time they're starting a little rally with 3 or 4 points after Valor gets to 23.
Yeah, not really sure whether Valor is just kind of taking it easy as they get a larger lead, or whether Palmer Ridge is just starting to get some fire and get fired up out there. And the substitution for Valor into serve will be Katie Bradbury. Now the game will be Brooke Haskins.
Number 3, Katie Bradbury, a junior.
Left-handed, which scores you big points as a volleyball player. Not many lefties.
Yeah, definitely being left-handed helps in a lot of sports.
And just an incredible swing right there from Cassie Wirt to close out the set. Valor Christian takes a 2-0 lead. We'll be back with the third set here on the Valor Sports Network.
And we're back here on the Valor Sports Network. Palmer Ridge opening up with the serve. And Brooke Haskins with a hard hit, but Palmer Ridge digs it.
And a great dig right there from Kylie McDaniel, able to get down low and get that ball up.
And Kaylee Miller just hits it over, and that is down.
Such a smart play from Kaylee Miller, taking a little bit off it and just kind of rolling it into the middle of the court.
Kelso to serve.
And now back to serve is Kelso.
And Gibson with a nice tip down the line, able to be corralled by Palmer Ridge.
Oh, and that goes hard and across, and that is out. Narrowly avoids Kylie McDaniel's face.
I believe that was Kaylee Miller, actually. She pulled a little bit of a matrix move there, just leaned back because the ball went right past her face and was able to avoid touching that and got the point for Valor. Substitution for Palmer Ridge there.
And into serve is Burdick.
A nice float serve. She really has that down. She can float it and put some side spin on it. A lot of teams would have a lot of trouble handling that. Valor just so much practice on passing. Not the case for them.
Brooke Haskins to serve. Cassidy Worth into the game. And that is hit over and long.
Some
going
great
for the cross
communication
court
there from Valor Christian. Even the coach, Lars Nielsen, piping in to yell that it was out.
And that is hit over, but Miller is there for the Eagles. And now McDaniels off the block. And that's going to be long and out off the hand of Thorne, a freshman.
Some hitting errors from Palmer Ridge really keeping them out of this game. They've had some trouble staying afloat because of how many times they've just hit the ball out long or out wide.
And Brooke Haskins serving there. Miller on the back line, a long pass. Ooh, and then just miss-hit there by Kate Gibson. And Haskins comes out, and the libero, Carly McNeely, in for the Eagles.
An interesting look in this match from Coach Lars Nielsen, playing Kate Gibson at setter, so we can still run that 5-2 even without their normal setter, Samantha Baldwin.
Oh, and that's into the block. I don't think Worth got all of that.
No, maybe it was just a miscue on the set, but either way, Palmer Ridge got the point.
Kelso there with the set, and then another set and off the block. McDaniels hit.
Great block right there, getting two people up, able to get a touch on it.
Ooh, a good job by Miller to keep it alive, but the block is there for the Bears.
Very strong swing by McDaniel, but the block was up and the block was strong, so it just came straight back and fell down on the Valor Christian side of the court.
Ooh, a good job there from Kate Gibson to just...
Great change of direction in midair from Gibson there. She's so good at that. Went up looking like she was going to swing line, but just turned her hand at the last second and hit a sharp angle cross court and was able to get the kill.
Did a good job to take a little bit off it. And she'll serve now.
And if I'm not mistaken, Kate Gibson will also take over as the setter now that she's in the back row, as that is the way the 6-2 setting option works.
Substitutions for the Bears. Number 11, Maddie Thomas, and number 13, Abby Thorne.
Addie Thorne into the game, as well as Maddie Thomas for the Bears. Thomas back to serve. 5-5 here after Valor Christian convincingly won the second set, 25-9.
Yeah, very strong effort from Valor there.
And there we see why.
Wow, just a very strong swing by Cassie Worth there. I really think these girls want to just finish up this match so they can move on to the next one against Frederick.
And back to serve is McDaniels.
And Coach Nielsen is still giving the girls the zone 6, which is the middle back zone. represented by a closed fist, but that is where libero has been standing, and he just wants to go after her every time with the serve.
Ooh, and that was mishit by McDaniels.
A little bit of a serving miscue, one of very few that we've seen from Valor here today. Let's see if they can't side out quickly.
And that is off the block. A good job there for the smaller players from Palmer Ridge to get up.
A good block by Palmer Ridge, but you can see all 5 of the other Valor players are huddled around the block trying to cover.
And unfortunately, a little bit of an overpass there out of the back row that made it difficult for Valor Christian to get a good hit on the ball.
Sutter was able to go up and get a good touch on it with one hand, but just could not get enough of it.
Ooh, and there they go after McDaniels, and that catches her up near the bicep, and she can't.
Yeah, got jammed up a little bit in between a forearm pass or a hand set, and just didn't move her feet fast enough, and it caught her on the side of the arm and just went out wide.
And back to serve number 10, Abby Thorne. Gibson just sets it over, and
that is a back row attack because Gibson did jump up to set that ball, and it still went over the net. And she is a back row player right now, even though she is starting in the front row. Just one of the little quirks of volleyball right there. Her position right now is actually back row, but because of the way the serve receive is set up, she is allowed to move up into the front row as long as she is behind all the front row players when you put them all on the line.
And that is going to be a tip for Palmer Ridge, and Coach Nielsen doesn't seem to agree, but he's not going to argue it too much.
I don't think anybody on the court really agreed with that one. Hard to see where the tip came from because we don't have instant replay up here.
And Savannah Cressman into the game for Kylie McDaniels.
Number 8, Savannah Cressman.
Cressman has seen some time at libero this year.
Yeah, at the beginning of the year, she actually was the starting libero, but struggled in the Tournament of Champions out in Arizona a few weekends ago. And I actually talked to Coach Nielsen about this last week. He said that she just kind of got in her own head and she needed some time to get her wits about her before she went back in.
And a good hit there. Cassidy Worth now back to serve. Valor Christian trails by 2.
Hoping that Worth will lead them on a run right here.
Good strong hit, but the block is there. Block there again, and this time it bounces out, unfortunately, for a Palmer Ridge point.
Just could not push the ball quite far enough back into the court, and it went out wide off the block. Nice tool there by Palmer Ridge.
Libero serving again for Palmer Ridge. And Miller with the hit, but that is well long.
Yeah, she tried to go deep corner there, tried to paint the back line, but just got a little bit too much of it, and her arm was a little bit behind her head, so it just sailed on her.
Sample serving again. And she goes after the libero for the Eagles.
A little bit of libero to libero action there.
And Cressman diving, can't keep that in with a set.
Coach Nielsen is calling for a timeout. So we'll be right back here on the Valor Sports Network.
And we'll send it down to Peter Maris.
Hey, so Coach Nielsen just used that timeout to tell his players to use a little more energy and be more aggressive and also to attack the line. Back to you guys.
And we're back ready to go here. Palmer Ridge has the serve.
Some wise words from Coach Nielsen in that timeout. You really do want your team to be aggressive. You don't want them to be tentative just because of a few mistakes that they made earlier in the game. You need to stick with it.
And then we see that there with Kelso, who had a rough first set, just power that shot through the block.
Back to serve, Miller.
Ooh, and that is into the block and down for another Palmer Ridge point. Now they're starting to get a little bit of energy.
Yeah, Valor Christian, everybody was covering, but nobody was covering the back line, which is where that strong swing went when it came off the block.
Babcock to serve now for Palmer Ridge. Cressman handles it. And then Gibson gets it down for the Valor point.
Great off-speed swing, going hard angle there, and able to get the kill on the far sideline, or near sideline.
Cressman out, McDaniels back in.
Yeah, back into the front row. I think Coach Nielsen really just wanted McDaniels to be able to get a rest when she was in the back row and have one of his better passers, Savannah Cressman, come in for.
And Valor Christian earns another point there. Kelso still serving.
That lead cut down to 3. I believe it was at as many as 5 for Palmer Ridge in this set.
Oh, and that's overpassed and just tapped down.
Good play by Kylie McDaniel to go up with 2 hands and just push it down to where the defense was not when they went down to cover.
Kelso back to serve once again. She's going on a little bit of a run, goes to the back corner.
Cuts that lead to 2, and a great block by McDaniel and Haskins there. Free ball send over. And a great angle shot by Brooke Haskins. Instead of going back across her body, she went up, then opened up her hand and went back across the opposite direction. Such a tough swing to pull off, but she did it to perfection there.
And Valor Christian 1 point away from tying this up.
Some great covering right there.
Oh, and a long hit, but out.
Called a touch there. I believe it was just right at the beginning of the block. Must have been the right call because Coach Nielsen and none of the players on the floor looked too upset about it.
And now again, Burdick on to serve. Gibson out of the back row finds the libero. But Sample was able to keep it alive, and now into the net and down for a Valor Christian point. Worth back into the game.
And Haskins back to serve. Coach Nielsen showing some of his confidence in his middle blockers when they go back to the service line by leaving it in Brooke Haskins at a crucial point in this game, down by 1 point in the middle of the third set.
And that hit is high and going to be hard to keep alive, and it's over, but out.
Yeah, on the inside, it was on the outside of the antenna, so unable to be played even from that perspective, and even after that, it landed outside of the court. So out in 2 different levels in that play.
Parker serving for the Bears, and she takes that.
A great dig right there, able to just put that up nice and tight on the net for a perfect set.
Oh, a good set for McDaniel, who goes cross court, but it is out.
And hitting errors extend this Palmer Ridge lead to 3 points in the third set.
Parker still serving.
And that serve goes out.
And another error right there, service error for Palmer Ridge. Cuts this lead down to 2 for Valor with Kate Gibson going back to serve. Coach Nielsen still telling his girls to go after the libero on the serve, but the libero, Sample, seems to be getting her wits about her, seems to be getting out of her own head and able to make some passes.
A good job there to be smart by the Bears and find a hole in the Valor defense. Thorne on to serve. Or excuse me, Thomas on to serve.
Sends a fairly easy float back to the middle of the court. And Worth is able to go back to the opposite end and get the kill off that one, cut the lead to 2 with McDaniel going back to serve.
McDaniel serves here. Thomas with the set. Then McDaniel passes it for Valor Christian. Valor's going to have to send a free ball over, excuse me.
A free ball on the third ball, so maybe that's why you were saying 3 ball.
And that is out for the Valor Christian point.
Some great communication between McDaniel and Carly McNeely on the back line there, saying that it was out so neither would go for it accidentally and cause a broken play.
And McDaniel too heavy there on the shot.
Service error there to extend the Palmer Ridge lead to 2 points. 19-17 late in this third set with Valor Christian leading 2-0.
Kelso to sit it over. Oh, and that is in. That catches part of the line.
Fantastic cross-court swing from the back row for Kelso. If you're just joining us, we're here in the third set. Valor Christian leading 2-0 in this brand new Valor Gymnasium. This is the inaugural match. This is a very exciting day for Valor Christian.
On the new gym floor.
Hoping to sweep regionals and make it to state playoffs.
Oh, and the block is there and down. Valor Christian ties it at 19 apiece.
I believe this is the first time that Palmer Ridge has not led in this specific set. But Valor is trailing for the first time in this set for the first time in the match.
And again, the middle hitter serving, Cassidy Worth.
And again, Coach Nielsen just showing how much confidence he has in his middle blockers when it comes to service and crucial parts of the game.
A good hit for the Bears off McDaniels and out.
And they take a 1-point lead late in this set.
And into the game is Sierra Parker, the tallest member of this Palmer Ridge squad at 5'11".
Yeah, we've mentioned this before, but Palmer Ridge is a very undersized team, but if they can play smart, they can play with the best of them. And right on, almost as if it was on cue, a great block from the undersized Bears right there on Clara Kelso, and they take a 2-point lead.
And Sample serving for them. Oh, and just set over beautifully by Gibson.
Getting pretty sneaky right there with Gibson. They needed a point, so she got creative and just set it over on 2. Nice fake there.
Kaylee Miller serving now for the Eagles.
Great serve there, but Sample able to get a good pass on that.
Valor's block gets a hand on it. And now just tipped over. Oh, and a great job by the Bears to keep it alive.
Some great play right here from both sides. Some defense, some offense. You're getting everything.
Oh, and finally hit out by Brooke Haskins.
She tried to go back to the near sideline again, but just unable to get that touch.
Starting to see some intensity.
Yeah, the Bears are coming to life after a pretty embarrassing showing in the second set of this match. They got blown out 25-9. And there's another block, and they extend this lead to 3 points, 23-20, late in this third set.
And with that timeout, we'll be back on the Valor Sports Network.
Now, after that timeout, we're going to send it down to our good friend, Peter Maris. Pete?
Coach Nielsen was just telling his team to make a few minor defensive adjustments and to always keep the ball up. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Pete. That was expected for Nielsen to say something about their defense because they weren't playing too great a defense in those last couple points, not covering very well.
And there the offense comes out.
Yes, it does.
And Brooke Haskins finds that shot down the line. It's amazing how quickly the sport of volleyball can change. Valor Christian won the previous set 25-9, and now they're trailing 23-21 in this set.
Yeah, momentum doesn't always work. It's really just a mental game. If you get inside your own head, you can have a collapse.
And the block there for the Eagles and off the antenna. And Valor Christian staying alive in this third set.
Yeah, cut the lead to 1 with Kelso back to serve. Overpass there.
Oh, and a good chance for a strong hit from Gibson.
And Palmer Ridge has just got to send a free ball over, but they send that out by a large amount, and Valor Christian has tied this one up
Again,
at 23.
we were speaking about getting inside your own hedge, and we saw Palmer Ridge do that, and now they'll take a timeout, all tied up at 23 apiece here in the third set. You're watching the Valor Sports Network. And we'll send it down to Peter Maris.
Coach Nielsen just told his team to be disciplined, smart, and to put the pressure on the other team. Back to you guys.
Great coaching point there for Coach Nielsen. Not telling his team to try to do too much, but just telling them to put the ball on the court and let Palmer Ridge make the mistake.
Free ball sent over by Wilcox. And that's a hard hit back to the back line. Samples there.
The back row.
Oh, and into
Ridge,
the net.
Into the net, and Valor Christian will take the first lead of this set.
And that's Zoe Wilson who sends it into the net.
5'7" junior. And another service error for Valor. Clara Kelso is not taking that one too well. She was being a little bit tough on herself after missing that because that was match point. All tied up here at 24 now with, I believe that is Burdick back to serve.
Back. She's really been only used to serve in this game. And with that hit out,
a couple of great defensive touches there by Palmer Ridge, but they were just not able to put the ball into the court.
Valor
and back to serve with the match on the line. Brooke Haskins.
Yeah, Valor Christian now has.
My mistake, Carly McNeely.
But with the timeout, Valor Christian has match point here on the Bears. We'll be back on the Valor Sports Network.
And we're back here on the Valor Sports Network, and we're going to send it down to our sideline reporter, Peter Maris. Peter?
Coach Nielsen just told his team to be loud and to focus on this point. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks, Pete.
McNeely over.
This is a race to 1 right now.
And with that block down, it goes back to Palmer Ridge. So
all tied up at 25 now. We're getting some free volleyball. Worth the price of admission.
Parker serving. Kelso there. Miller serves. Oh, and into the block.
That's a huge block at a crucial point in this game on the big middle, Cassidy Worth.
And now we have
set point for Palmer Ridge here.
Kelso serving again. This is going to be real similar to the last point. This time, that block goes into the stands. So all tied up at 26 apiece.
It's crucial points in the match like these points right now where you really miss Sam Baldwin when you're a coach or a player. She is such a leader. She's been on this team for 4 years, and it's just been so difficult for them to overcome this without her here in this match.
Gibson serving. Sample there. A little bit of a bad hit. Now a free ball for the Eagles, and that is out.
broken play there from Palmer Ridge, and they were not able to corral or even put it back into the court.
And now Palmer Ridge over on 2, and it works out well. Diving is Kate Gibson, but she can't dig it high enough to keep it alive.
A little bit of a desperation that play there from the setter on Palmer Ridge, able to get the point.
Back to serve. Number 11, Thomas. She goes long to McNeely. McNeely sets. Oh, and into the block and down, and now Palmer Ridge takes another lead.
That was interesting. Nobody on the Valor Christian side seemed to even want to cover that ball. I think they might have thought it went off the antenna, which would have been out, but the ref did not call that. Good block there from Palmer Ridge, but had to send it over on a free ball.
Now Valor Christian trying to stay alive here, and that is out, so all tied up once again.
Good communication there. Looked like McDaniel was about to play that ball, but everybody on the floor yelled that it was out, so she laid off.
The hit in there by Thorne, I believe. Excuse me, that's Wilson, and now down once again, so the lead goes back to Palmer Ridge.
Miscue there from Gibson. She overpassed that one, which is something you rarely see from her. But Palmer Ridge will take the lead at 29-28.
So Valor Christian continuing to having to fight for this point, and now Worth powers it home.
Very strong swing from Worth at a point where they really needed it. And back to serve is Worth in a very crucial point in this match.
And now Palmer Ridge is trying to take another lead, and they do. Cassidy Worth was playing in the back line there, but now the libero comes in. Carly McNeely taking her place. And Sample back to serve. Starts on the basketball baseline. Long serve into the middle of the floor. A little slide there and over from Miller.
Slide with a tip there from Miller.
Now Miller sets, Gibson sets in the back row, hit from McDaniel, and she hits it out. And we will have one more set of volleyball here on the Valor Sports Network. Valor loses that set 31-29. You're watching the Valor Sports Network.
And we are back here on the Valor Sports Network. Valor Christian leads 2-1 over the Palmer Ridge Bears. Palmer Ridge just won a hard-fought battle in that last set at a score of 31-29 in a game that's normally played to 25. So some extra volleyball there. Back to serve to start this fourth set, Kaylee Miller. Good tip there by Palmer Ridge, but Kaylee Miller is able to pass it. In deep corner, great spot from Kate Gibson to get the kill on the first point of this fourth set.
Yeah, that was a good job by Kate Gibson right there. As Palmer Ridge definitely had the momentum coming into this match as they got the victory on the last one. So definitely need to slow down Palmer Ridge and just keep the points coming for Valor Christian.
Yeah, hopefully they'll get off to a run. This set will be more like the second set than the fourth set. And already Palmer Ridge throwing in a few desperation plays, throwing it over on two instead of going up for a swing.
Yeah, just kind of throwing out their arms, just trying not to let the ball get too far away from them.
Yeah. And Gibson, a nice little roll shot into the middle of the court. Yeah, perfect spot there. And Valor Christian takes the lead 2-0.
That was a nice shot by Kay right there. She has such a strong hit that Palmer Ridge was backing up as they were expecting the hard slam, and then she just lays it in there easy for the point, 2-0 Valor.
And the libero Sample has really picked up her game from the first couple sets. In that third set, she really stepped it up and she played fantastically well. That's probably the reason why Palmer Ridge won. And in this fourth set so far, she had shown no reason for slowing down. And a great line shot by Kate Gibson, able to just turn her body and rotate and get that across her body into the court.
Yeah, it's a nice shot by Kate. That was number 5. Had no idea what to do. Just had that ball come right at her and just tried to get a dig, but couldn't do it.
And there's Sample stepping up her game again. A very nice pass. And Palmer Ridge is able to get a kill off it from the middle swing. In the serve is Burdick. She is only coming to serve and play back row in this match so far.
Yeah, she's 5'1", so
that's probably the reason why she's not sticking around for the front row. But you never know with some teams. And a great solo block on the back row attack by Brooke Haskins.
Nice shot by Brooke right there. She's done really good in this game so far. She's had a lot of nice hits to get some points for Valor and just keeping it up in this fourth set.
Haskins will serve.
Haskins, right after that block, going back to serve. Touch off the block there of McDaniel and Worth. And Gibson rears back and puts a charge into that one. And nobody on Palmer Ridge is able to handle it. That'll be a point for Valor. Service error there from Haskins, and that's a point for Palmer Ridge. 5-3 Valor here in the fourth set.
Yeah, except for the second set, Palmer Ridge has just done a good job of kind of hanging around, just kind of always down by just a couple and just trying to hang around with these Valor Eagles, as that was a nice serve right there, 5-4 Valor.
Yeah, strong serve there from Palmer Ridge. Number 9, that was Sierra Parker.
Yeah, that's a service error by Sierra Parker right there. She serves it right into the net, and now number 7, Kate Gibson, coming in to serve.
6-4 Valor. And a broken play from Palmer Ridge. Almost a miscommunication there, but they just send over a free ball. And Worth bounces that off the top of the head of one of the Palmer Ridge defenders, and that is kept alive somehow.
That's a nice dig right there by the libero for Palmer Ridge. And
a nice block there. It goes back across the court and down on the Valor Christian side.
Palmer Ridge definitely sees a lot more energy than Valor. Definitely their fans and their players yelling after every single point, getting all pumped up for every point they get. So maybe Valor can start getting the momentum back here.
Yeah, after being down 4-0 very quick, Palmer Ridge has come back and they now only trail by 1, 6-5. Back to serve is Maddie Thomas.
Number 11, one of the seniors on this team. Only 5 seniors for Palmer Ridge this year.
Great touch by Clara Kelso there. When the ball was going way out of the court, she was able to get a touch on that. And a strong block there on the outside by Kylie McDaniel. And she will go back to serve now, but just able to catch a piece of the line off the block, and that will be a point for Valor.
Service there once again, as it looks like Kate stepped on the line right there on the serve.
A very rare foot fault that you see in volleyball. It's not very often that a player has that kind of a mental lapse, but it does happen every once in a while. And another serve there, back-to-back side outs. Valor Christian, their lead is back to 2.
Work to serve.
And Palmer Ridge sides out, gets a side out right away there and cuts the lead back down to 1. Back to serve will be the libero, Sample.
Yeah, Sample's definitely led her team here in this game. She just had a lot of nice digs right there, as that's a costly service there, as that's just outside of the line to side out for the Eagles.
Been an ugly game, ugly set so far here in the 4th set. But so many service errors, so many hitting errors. This is not what you like to see if you're a coach on either team. Sent over free by Valor Christian, Kaylee Miller.
Nice job to keep it alive there.
Nice little back set there from the setter, and block is not able to handle it.
Substitutions for the Bears. Number 5, Diane Babcock, and number 7, Carly Wilcox. Babcock will serve.
Nice swing there by Kate Gibson, able to paint the back line and get the kill off that one and give Valor a 2-point lead here in the 4th set. And the set was a little bit tight there. Some miscommunication after the cover by McNeely between Miller and Gibson, and that will be a point for Palmer Ridge, 10-9.
Yeah, Palmer Ridge just keeps picking away at this Valor team, and it's definitely keeping in this game, or in this match. It's all tied up at 10. 10-10 in this 4th set, as Valor Christian is up 2-1.
And the swing by Brooke Haskins trying to cut back across her body, but just out wide, and Palmer Ridge will take the lead here in the 4th set. And he said that hit the antenna. That was the call by the line judge. That ball was out. Timeout, Coach Nielsen. We'll be right back here on the Valor Sports Network. And we're back here on the Valor Sports Network. We are going to send it down to our co-host, Peter Maris. Peter?
Coach Nielsen just told his players to relax and have confidence and win this game. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks, Pete. Coach Nielsen obviously not trying to freak his team out, considering they still do have a lead in the match, just not in the specific set. He just wants them to calm down and play like he knows they can.
That was a nice job by Kate right there with just the nice little tap over the blocker to get the point, as that cuts the lead down to 1.
Haskins to serve.
Haskins back to serve. And, Valor Christian called in the net, and that will be a point for Palmer Ridge. They're up 13-11 here in the 4th set.
Parker to serve.
Nice dig right there.
Sent over free for Palmer Ridge. See if Valor can do something with it. And they do. A nice tool goes off the block and out of bounds. Valor cuts the lead to 1 point.
That was a nice spike by Kylie McDaniel right there. As Palmer Ridge tried to block it, but just barely went out.
And the hitting error there from Burdick on Palmer Ridge. And just into the center of the net. And this game is all tied up at 13 in the middle of the 4th set. And again, just a sneaky little ball over on 2, just barely set over the top of the net. And that will be in and down for Palmer Ridge. They take the lead.
Substitution for Palmer Ridge as number 11, Maddie Thomas, a senior, is coming in.
Thomas is back to serve.
5'6" senior. Serve right to Clara. Nice spike by Cassidy Worth, but a great dig.
A great dig right there from Palmer Ridge on a ball that was struck very hard by Cassidy Worth.
That was an awesome dig right there. Really saved the point for Palmer Ridge. So that's a little too much strength and power on that one as that's out.
And Valor Christian upset about that call. They obviously thought there was a touch. It was hard to see from up where we're at, but human error. There could have been a missed call right there. See how the Valor reacts to it.
Valor thought that was tipped, and that was the reason it went out, but the officials thought otherwise.
Nice off-speed shot by Kaylee Miller there. And that
Spiked
ball
right
into the net. That'll be a point for the Valor Eagles, and they cut that lead down to 1. 15-14, they are trailing the Palmer Ridge Bears in the 4th set.
Yeah, Palmer Ridge has definitely been in control in this game as Valor got off to an early lead, but Palmer Ridge has definitely been leading for the most of the game, as that's another point for Palmer, as spike was right off of Clara for a 16-14 lead.
Yeah, they're playing very smart volleyball right now, and that's the only way you can put it. They're not playing overpowered. They're not overpowering Valor with their hits, or they're not passing exceptionally well, but they're just keeping their hits in the court and letting Valor make the mistakes. A little bit of a broken play from Valor there, and let's see how Palmer Ridge responds. The hitting error there from Valor.
Another miss hit right there as that bumps up the Palmer Ridge lead to 3, as Valor's definitely struggling right here, as Palmer's definitely taken the wind out of it and really made it their game.
And a great push through the block there by number 13. I believe that's Abby Thorne.
As number 8, sophomore Savannah Crescentman comes in for another sophomore, and number 2, Kylie McDaniel. She's more of a back row specialist.
Yeah, Savannah Cressman, as we mentioned before, was the starting libero at the beginning of the season, but had a very difficult time in the tournament in Arizona a couple weeks ago, and Coach Nielsen has just given her a little bit of rest, a little bit of a break. And Palmer Ridge extends this lead to 5 late in the 4th set.
19-14, Valor really needs a spark from like Kate Gibson or Caster With right here. Really just get a booming spike down to try to ignite a spark in this Valor offense.
Yeah, they really need somebody to just take control and really be a leader out on the court right now.
Nice job by Savannah right there. Another spike, and Palmer just keeps it alive once again. Really doing the little things right this set.
Great tip there by Kaylee Miller, knowing that the defense was going to start to cheat in short, so she tried to push it deep. And yet another hitting error from Valor Christian. They just cannot seem to get the ball in the court. They can't hit the broadside of the barn right now.
Yeah, definitely. They're kind of just hitting the ball everywhere as another sophomore comes in, and Megan Moritz for junior number 9, Kaylee Miller.
First time we've seen Megan Moritz this match. Coach Nielsen brings her in, just trying to change up their lineup a little bit right now.
So 3 sophomores on the court right now, and 2 juniors, and just the 1 senior in Clara. So definitely seeing a younger team out there right now.
Yeah, this could be the future starting lineup for Valor, other than Kelso. But it's really interesting to see what this team's going to look like in a few years.
Junior comes in for libero Carly McNeely.
And that lead is back down to 5. And Cassidy Worth back to serve.
Nice jump serve right there.
Jump float going after the libero Sample. And Palmer Ridge is able to keep it alive with a couple of one-handed touches.
Yeah, kind of like playing pinball out there, just trying to throw out their hands, trying to keep the ball in play. So
yeah, and it worked for a couple plays, but that time Valor was able to get the kill, and now they cut the lead to 4, 16-14, or 16-20, excuse me. Ball sent over free to the back row. And Megan Moritz with the swing, and then the overpass back to Haskins, who puts it away. This lead is down to 3. Valor Christian may have gotten that spark they needed.
Definitely. They had a nice little rally right there as Palmer Ridge calls a timeout, try to get the momentum back. 20-17, Palmer Ridge. We'll be back on the Valor Sports Network.
We're back here on the Valor Sports Network in the 4th set. Valor Christian trails by 3, but right now we're going to send it down to Peter Maris. Peter?
Coach Nielsen just used that timeout to focus on telling his players to score points and win this game. Back to you guys.
And on the note of scoring points and winning this game, Valor Christian, Cassidy Worth, the sophomore middle blocker, back to serve, and she just got an ace there. Cut that lead down to 2.
So definitely just took Coach Nielsen's words to heart and really got that off to a fast start about getting points. But that was a nice spike right there on the outside by number 12, Zoe Wilson, a 5'7" junior, as she'll be one of the senior leaders on the team next year. But
yeah, and Palmer Ridge really just getting fired up for every single play, bursting with energy out on the court right now. Great push off the block there from Kara Kelso, able to get the ball out of bounds and out of reach from the Palmer Ridge players.
Definitely a nice shot by Claire right there as number 9, Kaylee Miller, comes in for Megan Moritz as Valor cuts this lead down to 2, so 21-19.
Kaylee Miller back to serve. Puts that one just into the middle of the court, not going to make a service error. And a great block there from Valor, and Palmer Ridge is forced to send it over as a free ball. Great roll shot there from Gibson, but Palmer Ridge was there to cover but could not convert. And now this lead is back to 1. Kaylee Miller back to serve, trailing 20-21.
Yeah, Valor definitely did a good job as Palmer Ridge was just up by 5 points just a few minutes ago, but Valor definitely just started chipping away and coming together as a team and just really cutting that lead. That's another great block right there by Clara and
Big
Brooke.
big block by the duo of Kelso and Haskins right there, and they tie this one up with one of their better servers, Kaylee Miller, back on the line.
At 21-21, if Valor can win this set, then they'll win the game, and one more win closer to their state championship run. Nice shot by Savannah right there.
Good dig by Cressman. And Haskins just rolls it into the court. Valor not taking a lot of full swings right now. Really trying to finesse the ball in and get them to make Palmer Ridge make the mistake, but they haven't done so far.
Number 5 and number 7, Babcock and Wilcox, both 5'6" juniors actually coming onto the court for Palmer Ridge. As like we said earlier, they are definitely undersized in this matchup.
And another block there from Palmer Ridge as Valor Christian is now down by 2 after tying the game up just a moment ago.
Yeah, Valor Christian definitely looks to be having the momentum and bringing us closer to victory, but Palmer Ridge took that right away and got 2 quick points, so 23-21.
And another block by Palmer Ridge. They're really getting up. Not sure if the set's just getting predictable or if Palmer Ridge is just really in the zone right now.
Yeah, either way, they're getting some nice blocks, so.
And a great touch there by Palmer Ridge, but they're not able to keep the ball alive. Valor Christian cuts that lead to 1 point with Kara Kelso back up to serve.
Definitely a pivotal point right there for Valor, as they didn't want to get Palmer Ridge 1 point away from victory up to the 24, so that was a great job by Valor right there.
Yeah, there's a huge difference between 24-21 and 23-22.
That looked to be even maybe like a little miss hit right there. Just kind of got off the edge of her hand and just kind of
looked a little bit of an off-speed shot. A little bit of an off-speed shot there from Palmer Ridge, and they are 1 point away from winning the set and sending this match to a 5th set. And McDaniel, who is fresh off the bench, coming back in for Savannah Cressman.
Great
with
job.
A huge kill there to cut the lead to 1.
Great job by Kylie McDaniel right there. As Nina should have missed that hit, they would have lost and gone to the 5th set, but she just came in and had no fear and went for it as Cassidy Worth just subbed in right there.
A little bit of a miscue there, miscommunication between Kelso and Miller, but they're able to keep it into the court. Gibson with the swing, and that is a huge point. They have tied this game up at 24. Great shot by Gate Gibson.
Yeah, Eagles are tied 24-24. So that's a timeout by Palmer Ridge, and we'll be back on the Valor Sports Network.
We're back here on the Valor Sports Network following that timeout, and we will send it down to Peter Maris. Pete?
Coach Nielsen just used that timeout to tell his team to keep the ball high and stay above the other team. Back to you guys.
Coach Nielsen referring to his passes when he says he wants them to keep the ball high so that the setter has a little bit of time to think about what she wants to do with the ball. Great serve there from McNeely, and Valor Christian is 1 point away from the match.
Valor got up 25-24 right there. And that's it for the ace.
An ace to finish it. That is huge from Carly McNeely, the junior libero. And Valor Christian will take this match. Thank you for joining us. We will be back following this for the game between Valor Christian and Frederick High School. Here on the Valor Sports Network, I'm Nate Stein here with Daniel Butler, signing off.